Amadora. For those who are new, it's good to be back. I've taken a little break for some wild times at my home temple. It's been a journey. Some of you may have received the email that the recent storms in California not only leaked, my roof leaked so bad that the ceiling right where I sit usually for Oracle office hours collapsed. It was like a disaster zone with plaster, and really glad that I wasn't there when that happened, and that I had a hit to take my computer out of the room first, because it became this kind of disaster zone with a lot of rubble. Welcome everyone. So let's take a moment to let everyone know where we're beaming in from. It's a really fun part of these calls. I've missed you. I see some familiar faces. Hi Pat, welcome back. Christiana, nice to see you. I love your hat. Yeah, you're ready for the muse. You're ready for some fun. Claudette, welcome. Christina, welcome. Let us know where you're from. Welcome back, Rodney. Good to see you. Caroline, Linen Leaf, good to be back. There's some other beloveds still beaming in. And if you can turn your camera on, it's so sweet. Nice to see you, Shecky. We have a lot of beings still coming in here. So, wow, from all over the place. It's great to feel us lighting up the globe. Joyce, welcome back from Seattle. Rachel from North Carolina. Christina from Maui. Gabby from Austria. Thanks for staying up late from Europe. Wow. Chelsea from Bitterroot Valley. Can you remind me what, I mean, this is embarrassing. Is MT Montana? Maybe that's Montana. Tiana from Dallas, Tony from Sacramento, Jada from Dallas too. Yeah, Montana, I thought so. Lauren back from Sedona, welcome back. Good to see you, sweetie. We've been going through our own journey in Enter the Temple, and we're gonna have a lot of fun this week. But here we are, we're in the Goddess of Love frequency. This is my home base. I love the feeling of these soft rose petals around me after everything that I've been dealing with at the house. I'm like, just take me into the rose zone and let's be in the softness. Dave from Chicago, welcome. So for those who are new, I'm going to orient you a little bit with what is going on here. I am a modern day priestess. I'm an ordained and trained priestess in the 13 Moon Mystery School. And mystery schools used to be something that was quite, I wouldn't say common, though in times of old, in ancient Egypt and Sumeria, these were the schools of deep spiritual initiations. And now to be a priestess is kind of, in the modern world, in the system we're in, it's looked at like, what? What is that? While being a priest is very commonplace as being a spiritual liaison. So my heart is completely devoted to the awakening of the collective heart of humanity, to all of us remembering our connection, our unity that honors dazzling diversity. And the reason I come into the collective for these Oracle office hours readings is to invite us to connect with archetypes of the divine feminine, because our world and our culture has been quite deprived of these empowering feminine archetypes. We have been taught often through religion that God or the divine is somewhere up there and out there, and maybe even judging us down here, rather than within and all around and connected. And indigenous cultures, they thought of it quite differently. For them, it was mother, great mother, connected to the earth, connected to everyone. And so we're bringing that balance back, which is neither one or the other, but always the both. That's how life is created. So We love the divine masculine as much as divine feminine. And all in all, it's about raising our consciousness, raising our frequency. So this is my intention. And if you're here, you're probably on an awakening journey. Many of us are coming together at this time because of the resonance, because we are awakening and we're feeling, there's something, we're lifting the veils or something more to this experience here. And we're ready for this new way that is interconnected, more harmonious, where we actually serve a greater purpose together of coming back to the heart. Unity, interconnectedness, and collaboration. So we start these calls with a collective reading, and I'm going to shuffle the cards. And my invitation is that whether I pull a divine feminine archetype herself, a tool of the goddess, or a sacred geometry card that's a frequency card, that you listen from your heart. You listen from the deeper listening if this is medicine for you. Often with the collective reading, it's going to open my channel, my listening, to a bigger pattern, to something that might be going on for many of us. And the collective. Yes, Simone is like, exactly. It's always the two: divine mother, divine father, and divine child. Holy, holy, innocent heart, the divine child in all of us. All right, so shuffling the cards. And for new people, I'll show you these beautiful peacock feather cards. These are symbols of alchemy in themselves. For, I've said this before, peacocks can eat poison and not only survive, they can flourish and grow beauty from it. They can alchemize it. That's why you often see them at dumps, walking around pecking through the garbage. All right, so for our collective reading today, woohoo! We got a big one. We've gotten her before, and she is back. So many of you who've been on these calls have met the alchemical goddess. And for those who are new, take a look at this card. Isn't it beautiful? You have the full chakra lineup, the aura, the halo, the corona of light, and she's sitting in this ring of fire, this alchemy. So because she's back, don't forget the butterfly too, because she is back as our collective card, I'm going to continue to amplify this need for inner alchemy that we're going through collectively. And that alchemy is not always comfortable. Alchemy is that growth edge that is sometimes marked by discomfort and necessary, much like the caterpillar that becomes a butterfly needs to dissolve to its old identity, its old self, and release its old form before it reforms. The imaginal cells know exactly what to do to reform at a higher octave of consciousness. The caterpillar has one view. It's kind of going along on the ground and on the tree trunk, and its whole world is very limited. When it becomes the butterfly, it can soar and see much further. So collectively, we're going through things, each and every one of us, that may not be comfortable and that are divinely designed to assist us to awaken those imaginal cells, to remember the next octave, the next kind of, there's an alchemical principle called solve e coagula. It's a very foundational alchemical principle. We must dissolve the old structure that's no longer serving, like the caterpillar's body, to reform, coagulate, or recrystallize at a more rarefied or beautiful form that has a lot more vision, a lot more ability to take flight. So using the butterfly as the metaphor here, whatever you're going through, trust the discomfort is part of this transmutation that you are in. And people ask me, Eden, how do I not cling to my old patterns and habits when I want to fly? I want to change. And this is a thing we're being invited to integrate through feeling it. How many of us like to kind of avoid feeling by going for the addictions to avoid the feeling, or distractions, denial? The alchemy requires slowing down and breathing with it and actually giving yourself the time to integrate it, to feel it. So collectively, when things are looking like they're breaking down, instead of reaching for TV, booze, shopping, whatever it is, how do we go walk in nature and sing it, breathe it, sit it on a rock, cry it, journal it? This is how we light up all the centers and awaken to the higher octave of our being, by going in and through the chrysalis, in and through the process. So whatever you're going through, you're not alone. We're with you. We are all in it. And Salve e coagula. Yeah, she's so beautiful. So even when stuff apparently happens to us, on a soul level, I looked at like, oh, my ceiling's falling down. What the heck is this symbol? It's like structures are collapsing to be cleaned out, reformed, and brought to that next octave. That leak was going on unbeknownst to me. There was mold in that closet that I sat by and worked by, that I could have kept getting exposed to. Thank goodness that the storm was so big that the whole roof leaked at a level that we saw water running down the wall, because that then exposed this need for the process to break down, to reform. So they're in the demolition mode now. So I'm looking at, what is that a metaphor for in my life? What patterns, what structures needed to be broken down, to be reformed, to be cleaned up? So I don't have my singing bowl today. Usually I'll ring the bowl for the alchemical goddess in each call, and we're kind of in the hotel mode here with all my priestess gear. So we're ringing the etheric bowl, ding, to the alchemical goddess. All right, my loves. So for those of you that are new, I'm seeing a lot of sweet smiles in my little, I think there's some resonance with that reading. There's heads nodding. People have been going through their own version of breakdown and reform. Yeah, a blessing in disguise. Totally. Sometimes when we're like, oh no, that's so bad, then later we see, oh yay, that's such a blessing. What a gift. Little perspective. Yeah. Lindsay says, Phoenix energy for sure. I'm so glad you could be here, Chetty. Yes, I'm glad you're resonating. So for new people, this is the moment where, if you want a reading, you get to go first, because we like to give everybody a chance to receive. And if you scroll your cursor down to the bottom of your Zoom window, there's a little reactions icon, or you can also pop it in the chat like Christina just did. I got it. Yeah. And if you do hit that little up button on the reactions, you'll see you can raise a hand. We got lots of hands that went up right away. I saw Christina's message first, so we'll start with Christina, and then I'll go down the hands list. Hi, Christina. Do you oops, wrong. You moved your little window. I'm going to ask you to unmute, and then we'll pop you in with me for a moment.
Hi.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too. Thank you.
I remember I read where you're beaming in from, but I kind of am so present moment, it escapes me. Where are you from again?
No, I am from Spain, but I live in Maui, in Hawaii.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah,
Oh, I love the islands, Hawaiian Islands.
me
What
too.
part of Spain did you come from originally?
From another island, Mallorca.
Ah, I've been there. I loved it.
Really
Back
too.
back in the 90s, I was in Mallorca. Yeah, it's gorgeous. One island to another across the world.
Yep, literally.
So this is what we'll do. I'm shuffling the cards for you, and I'm going to invite you to just take a moment and feel into some aspect of your life that you are longing for some guidance from the goddess, from the divine feminine. And I'll pop you off so that when I pick your card, you can see it really big, and then I'll bring you back on with me. But stay unmuted because you're going to tell me when to choose the card. Okay? All right. So let me hear you still, Christina. Hello?
Hello?
Good. Okay, I can hear. Great. All right, so shuffling for you, feeling into.
So sorry. Do I need to tell you like stop or what?
Yeah, I'll be listening for you to say either stop or now
Okay,
or that one. I'll go kind of slow. So
thank you.
these beautiful cards were created by my mentor, fairy goddess mother Ariel Spilsbury. She wrote a book. She's written several books. One is called The 13 Moon Oracle. And that is the foundation, the curriculum for the 13 Moon Mystery School. So these goddesses are part of that larger training through the Mystery School. So let's, who or what comes for you, Christina? Ready?
Ready.
Okay, here we go.
Now. Yeah.
All right. You got a sacred geometry of the spiral, mother's sacred geometry of the great mother. So just take a moment to look at this big, and then I'll bring you back in. You see this beautiful mama and baby, and the word embrace. This is the Fibonacci sequence, the divine intelligence in nature, in the conch shell, in the spiral of galaxies, in the sunflower. Divine Mother's geometry comes in to remind us. I'm bringing you back in with me now. She's come in to remind us about the inward feminine spiral that is a part of our deep nourishment when we come in towards center, spiraling back into the center of the heart, into the center of the womb space. And because you got this particular sacred geometry, the frequency of embrace, the frequency of red, deep red, is also very connected to your root, to your grounding, to the place that you're being invited to come inward and downward and feel this body as the living temple, this body home base, that there's safety within the body, resourcefulness. And often we weren't mothered in a way that made us feel completely safe, completely nurtured. So because she showed up for you, the great mother is inviting you to experience this unconditional embrace from the inside, that you give it to yourself, that you start to work with any parts that don't feel worthy of love, that you hold yourself. It's almost like right now you can put back on your heart and feel Divine Mother's love. And she says, beloved daughter, beloved child, there is nothing you must do to make me love you. You don't have to do anything. There's nothing you can do to make me not love you. I simply love you. And just breathing with that, you can give your heart that spiral, touching your heart with this feeling of it's safe to rest in that, to surrender and receive that from the inside. So whatever you've been going through, whatever you might have asked the goddess for guidance with, this is the message for you, is to really surrender into the mother. And here's the thing for everybody that this might be resonating with. Sometimes, Christina, we think of surrender like collapsing or giving up, but real surrender is actively listening and responding to the divine directive. It is a communion with the divine goddess. It is really receiving. It's listening and responding from what you receive, from the intuition, from the signs. It's not a giving up. It's not a collapse. So there's a lot of pieces embedded in this word. Self-nurturance, both being that little baby and that divine mother, your own hands, your own words of kindness, and this spiraling back towards center, whether that's the center of your deepest feeling, your womb wisdom, inward, downward gravitational energy is the feminine, asking you to get rooted deeper, rooted in the body. So feel if this resonates for you, if there was anything that was spoken that you can reflect back. If there's something that really touched you, we'd love to hear.
Well, I'm in a really moment of transition again, and I've been feeling a little stuck and blocked, like I don't really see the direction, but I keep hearing from different sources that I kind of need to go inside, trust my intuition, connect with my heart. So yeah, very similar you're saying, and be more kind to myself.
Yeah, very much. When there's unknowns, we can feel really ungrounded,
Yeah.
right? And she's directing us back within for the greatest resources. That's that red of the root chakra, right? That when we're grounded, we're resourceful. When we're present in the body and optimally grounded, we are so resourceful. And when we're listening and responding to the divine directive, we become in the flow again. We come back into the flow, right? And when we feel stuck, we often are in the mental body's contraction.
Yeah.
The ego mind that wants to know what's going to happen, and it gets very tight. So this is that surrender that opens up the energy for flow and resourcefulness. Yeah.
Thank you.
May you recognize you're always held, always loved. Blessed be. We're dinging the etheric Tibetan bowl for you right now. Ding. So good to meet you. Bye for now. Great. So I'm sure that this was medicine for more than just Christina. That's the thing about these archetypes, the greater divine feminine archetypes will resonate deeply for many of us. They're very collective. Lauren, Ann, you're at the top of my list of raised hands. Let's see where you are on the, there she is. Come say hi first. How are you
Hi.
doing? I love your
I'm good.
background.
Oh, you like that? It's the butterflies, the beet
Yeah,
flowers, magic and beauty. So I like that.
totally. You two are ready for the Muse Temple we're going to be in tomorrow. Yes.
Um,
So, dear one, you've been on a journey with me, and we've gone through some intense portals already in a short time. And I'm sure that it's catalyzed things that maybe this will give a little bit more holding and more direction on your journey. So I'm holding that possibility. Just feel into your precious heart for you as things have been pretty stirred up. We're together in the enter the temple journey right now, going into, I believe, our fifth temple. No, sixth, right? I lose count. Yeah, I lose count. All right, I'm going to pop you off for a second. Stay unmuted so you can tell me when. shuffling the cards for you, just staying with yourself, really feeling maybe your own prayer for a particular area of your life, pattern, a relationship. Let's see who comes or what comes today. Okay, love. Ooh. All right, ready?
Mm-hmm. I'm
Okay,
ready.
here we go. Here we go. Try not to let them disappear in the background.
Right there.
There's like a low one and a high one. I was touching the low one. Well, she's back. The last reading probably was medicine for you, love, because it's her.
I knew it was gonna happen.
Yeah. Did you resonate with Christina's reading right now? Because
I
yeah,
did.
yeah. This is the same archetype. This is Great Mother. And she, you've met her and entered the temple, and she's the foundation. She never leaves us. She is here for our deepest inner safety that we didn't receive as children. The places that we were conditioned to try to get love, or the ways we made up stories about love because of the conditioning when we were little ones. And she's here to bring you back into true love, unconditional, deep self-love and self-nurturance and self-care. This archetype, more than all the rest, is the foundational beginning of the spiral. And as we go around the whole wheel of all the faces of the goddess, she comes back again and again and again. I've been doing this work 15 years, and she's right by my side saying, lean in, you remember, lean in. I surrender, I receive. So for you, Lauren, I'm going to bring you back in with me, love. Whenever there's issues of scarcity, and whether that's scarcity of time, love, resources, apparent scarcity, there is an invitation to come back into the resourcefulness that is where you come from, who you truly are, and where you're going. This deepest pool of love. And everything emanates from there. Everything is a reflection of that. So whatever you're going through now, the mind likes to see this or that. And it's usually like separation consciousness that's being amplified when we're in our ego mind. We're going to feel like there's not enough, or it's this or that. And Great Mother is that embrace of the spiral that connects, that recoheres everything and shows you all of these possibilities again, beyond the tightness that the mind once believed. So the invitation is not only to give your mind to your heart, give it to that deeper belly, the intuitive belly wisdom, and trust that even if it's scary, even if it's uncomfortable, that you're going to breathe through and be held. When you look at your life, honestly, you've always been held, even in those experiences where it sure didn't feel like it. With our nearest and dearest, when you were a little one, it wasn't safe. It was not. And you're not alone. You're not alone in that. But there's a deeper divine holding that you got to become as sensitive, as compassionate, as resourceful as you are. There's deep medicine in the wound. And I mean, this is just, I'm listening. It's like coming through for you right now. I hope it's resonating. The Great Mother is inviting you to keep surrendering, because it's going to open that cauldron for you to receive more than you ever dreamed of. It's really an inside job. It's that alchemical, that metaphysical principle, as within, so without. There's a lot more capacity to receive within. So just breathe and feel if something in there really pinged you. That was a big download. Sometimes I hear a lot of different things for a person, and there's going to be some that's real medicine for you. Just feel. Yeah. It's tender. I can feel your heart right now. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's maybe I'm also in what I think is a transitional phase, where I think I'm being called to leave this area. But I'm not sure seeing how that's going to be possible. And I have a lot of people around me saying, no, you want to stay here, you want to put down roots, you want to, not travel. So I'm not quite sure what's the truth. Is the truth that it's time for me to prepare to go and travel, or is the truth that I need to stay here and heal my heart before I go anywhere else?
As I listened to you, the second one really resonated. I'm sure many of the people listening are feeling when we hear truth, there's a resonance. And, one of the light qualities of this goddess is sanctuary. And the sanctuary begins within. When I was saying it's an inside job, it's that heart healing that creates the inner sanctuary. So she's inviting that. And sometimes when we're uprooted, we're more in survival mode, right? We don't feel as grounded. So if you have a chance to do the deeper work with some grounding and create the sanctuary within, then there's more resourcefulness for the journey ahead. Yeah. She's really inviting you to feel it. And Simone says, the truth inside of you, Lauren. Okay. You're going to get a lot of different reflections in the Hall of Mirrors, right? So this is the thing about spiritual sovereignty. No one can tell us what's true for us. No one else knows the truth of our heart. So this Great Mother is about grounding. She's about resourcefulness. She's about sanctuary. And it's up to you to know if you can bring that with you. Like, there's a turtle that comes with her as an animal totem too. Turtle mother. So just feel, and you'll know. The greatest holding is from within with her. It's really about giving ourselves that which we never fully received. Not because it was any fault of our parents. They probably did the best they could with the epigenetic lineage they came from, with the pain, the ancestral wounding. But Great Mother is saying, I've got you. I'm here now. So I'm sure you already resonated with Christina's reading. As far as both of you being in transition right now, you have a shared mirror there. It's really no coincidence, a lot of synchronicity on these calls. So yeah, you can privately message each other. Be allies
Well,
period.
I also moved here from Maui, so we have that connection.
Yeah.
So, thank you.
You're so welcome. Good to see you. All right. Beautiful, deep time we're in. Simone, let's see, where is Simone? There she is. Simone, I've read for you before, and there's a couple new people today. So I'm gonna start with some of the people that I haven't read for, but I see you all the way from Germany, right? Simone, yeah, good to see you again. Chelsea, love to meet you. Let's bring you on. Hi.
Hi,
How's
Eden.
How's it going?
I'm doing well today. How are you?
Good. Where are you beaming in from?
I'm the one from Montana.
Oh, you're a Montana girl. Okay. Montana woman. I love Montana. What part are you? Anywhere near Missoula? Or where are you?
Yeah, I'm about 45 minutes from Missoula.
All right. I've been there. I rode horses and I felt like I was living in a log cabin. It was amazing. All right. So, my dear, you've seen how this works, and this is your time as I shuffle the cards to just really drop in, and then I'll bring you back in after you pick it. Yeah. Joyce is giving some good guidance there too. All right, here we go. We're spreading the cards for you, my dear, really feeling where you could use the most archetypal insight. Let's see who's coming. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Here we go.
Right there. Mm-hmm.
All right, we're getting a lot of goddesses today. I've done readings where not even one comes through. This is a third one. Look at her. So just take a moment for yourself to feel into the symbols, the conch shell, the apple, the swan. This is, I think, the moon. Yeah, the moon, full moon.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the goddess of love herself. And she is the one that, like the great mother, is going to take us deeper into unconditional love, where the great mother will say it's all about you remothering yourself and feeling held. The goddess of love is the unshielded heart that embraces the other, that's here to be goddess's hands, her voice, her softness, her love expressed horizontally in the world. And she's going to ask you, where are you still shielding your heart? And where can you soften and open? And her mantra in English is, I feel, I respond, I beautify. Now, when I first heard that, I was like, is that like putting flower arrangements everywhere you go? Like, what does it mean to beautify? Later, as I traveled more deeply with her in the mystery, your very essence is that beauty. As you unshield your heart, you beautify every space you're in. It's a high frequency, like grace, beauty that you bring. So she's inviting. Is that your dog?
It is.
Let's
to go to the other room.
After hearing that, we want to see. So she's a very relational card. She's coming for those of us that are feeling her medicine. It's about the willingness to feel, to unshield the heart. And she says, beloved, love is not transactional. It's not a tit for tat. It is a reciprocity where eventually there's no giver or receiver. It's a flow between hearts. There's as much pleasure and joy in giving as receiving. And when your heart is open, you're in that abundance. That's why it's like this cornucopia is one of her symbols. It's just overflowing with the open heart. So she's the phase of the full moon. She's plenty. She's abundant. She's Lakshmi. She's Aphrodite. She's Venus. She's the ultimate symbol collectively of the feminine, the full ripeness. And so in your life, really feel into those relationships where you might still be shielding your heart, or in a more transactional dynamic where there's any apparent scarcity, and really taking her guidance to soften, open, allow the flow. Yeah, you can feel where her and Great Mama work together. They're different and supportive frequencies, because you have the foundation at the root, that there's enough, that you're safe. And this is the overflowing heart, the open heart. So feel if that, for whatever you're going through in your life, if that was medicine for you right now. Is there something that you picked up that you're like,
I think so.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially
Yeah,
relational.
I think I can. Yeah, I think I can feel that relationally towards between my youngest daughter and I lately. There's just a lot of transitional stuff going on with her where maybe I'm not being as accepting as I could be.
She's also going to help us dissolve judgment, right? Because when we're in a closed, shielded heart, there's more judgment. Hard-heartedness creates judgment. And often with children, there's some kind of projection and fear that creates a hardness where we're not in that soft, open-hearted space. It's either protective or there's judgment from fear. So, like the Great Mother, when we're surrendered, when we're soft, love is greater than fear. There's more flow for us to give our love without judgment. So just taking the frequency pink. This is the vibe today in my background. I'm so wanting this energy to amplify in my life right now. So take some of this with you, and for everyone else who really resonated with her, it's about softening the shields of the heart. Blessed be. Nice to meet you, Chelsea. Thank you for beaming in with me. Yay. All right. Does anybody else feel that is medicine? We're getting a lot of good, loving texts or chats in the chat room. Yeah. You can feel how we're supporting each other in this community, this soulful community. Jill Marie, I'd love a reading. Okay. And we have Rachel, Tiana. I'm going to be more likely to pick you if you're actually on your camera, because I like to see who I'm talking to. Lovely. Rachel, let's add you.
Hey.
Hi,
Excuse my
welcome.
voice, I've been sick, so.
Okay. No worries. Where are you coming from again? Did you put it in the
North Carolina.
Oh, wonderful. Welcome. May this reading give you a feeling of more vitality, hopefully, that you're going to be back in no time.
Thank you.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. No, that's my dog.
Jill is asking if her image will go public. I know it's when you agree to be recorded, this goes live on Facebook right now and YouTube. So if you just want to be a voice, I understand. I like to see everybody. It's so sweet to see your eyes. So thank you, Rachel, for coming on. And this is your moment to just kind of take a breath and just feel your life right now, having a moment with the goddess. All right, so I'm going to make myself bigger and then I'll bring you back. All right, you ready?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. Woo. Tell me when.
No.
She's back. This is about inner alchemy. This is the feel it to integrate it card. So whatever
Yeah.
you're detoxing, whatever this apparent sickness is, it's like sitting in that alchemical fire, right? A lot of times I used to have a chiropractor that would say, "Oh, good, you're detoxing," when I'd get a cold. And I would think, that is such a different way to look at this miserable state I feel. But when you embrace that the body is so intelligent that you can burn through whatever's coming up, like fevers, little kids that get fevers a lot. Sometimes it's a spiritual thing. Sometimes it's like that soul knows it needs to burn through something. With alchemy, you're going to have a very conscious substance that you're transmuting. So I'm going to invite you. You don't have to say it out loud. I'm going to bring you back on now that you've already seen the card, but we're going to go a little deeper for you. There's something that's the lead that's asking to be changed into gold in your life. And you don't have to tell us if it's private, but there's a pattern, a relational dynamic, or a way of thinking that is ready to take the next octave of consciousness for you. And yeah, you know what that is. So for that lead to be changed, you're going to need one thing. You need a container, and that's your sacred body temple. You are that crucible. You're going to need a catalyst. That's that fire, and that's your intention, your prayer. And if you call on the goddess, you call on your guides, you call on your angels, ask them to help you catalyze that lead, really, bring it into the alchemical fire. And then what you're creating is a higher state of consciousness that's your gold. And that's going to be freedom, grace, presence, love. You feel into the state that you're going for. That's going for the gold for you. But the more you bring it into consciousness, the more that you're going to be assisted, the more that's going to happen. So she's back in one reading, in one Oracle office hours for a reason. This is really time to let it cook. Yeah. Does that resonate?
Yes, very much so. Thank you.
All right, beloved. Thank you. All right. So we have time, I would say, for one more. Let's see. Someone who hasn't had a reading. Okay, I remember Jill. Jill, let's do it without your face, with just your voice. Let's see if I can find you. Jill Marie, can we hear you?
Hi.
Hi, Jill. I had a woman, there was this cool expo, and I had a camera going when I gave a speech or led a meditation, and she came up to me after and she goes, "I don't want to be recorded. I must have been in like some 3-letter agency in my last life. I'm really paranoid about my face being on anything." And I said, "Well, you were sitting with your back to the camera the whole time. Can I maybe still use some of the recording?" She goes, "Yeah, it really makes me nervous." So whatever the reason, it's fine.
If I was a famous actress, I'd be fine with it, but I'm not. So I'm not making those bucks, and I'm in my bathroom comfortable. So that's why. But as you can see, I'm not shy.
Yeah, okay. Well, you're here in your voice, and I can feel you.
I could start my video for a minute so you could see.
Okay, let's see if you pop on. Did you start it?
I did.
Now I have to look for you, and it's like romper room up above. It's all black, Jill.
Oh, all right, no problem.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Okay, we're shuffling the cards. We're gonna do this by voice.
Okay. I'll say when.
Yeah, let me get them all fanned out.
Okay.
Okay, ready?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. Oop, we don't want him to disappear.
Okay.
Do you want that big one that's in the front or what's right behind it?
The one right behind it, actually.
Aha. We got another sacred geometry. This is equanimity.
Oh.
And that's the dodecahedron. And you can see this beautiful ocean below it, the frequency of sapphire blue. So just for a moment, just feel into what this invokes in your consciousness. And for others who are taking in the beauty of this geometry, feeling the frequency of sapphire blue and water. Water is so mysterious. We are mostly water. I think there's something like, oh my gosh, I heard it was even more than, I used to think we were 70% water, but there's something like 90 something percent of our molecules are water molecules. So we are mostly water. We are mostly water. And our waters are connected to our emotions. And when our waters are choppy, it's like we're in the undertow. There's an expression I like to use with my initiates when they're in an emotional reaction. It's like being caught in the undertow, right? And then we can still have a story about what happened, that thing that created so much reactivity, that created so much pain, apparently, or emotional upset. But there's a time where we rise above the wave and we surf on it like a soul surfer. And that story no longer has the effect on us of dragging us out violently in the sea, being under it. We're on top of it, riding it as a soul surfer. So the same story may be true, but it's the perspective of how we speak it, how we integrated it. And now we have equanimity. We're on top of the story. So it's like equanimity can feel like that calm Caribbean flat water in the moonlight, or it could just feel like being a really adept soul surfer who's not caught and tumbling underneath whatever happened, whatever stories of our lives. So you're being invited to find that place within you, within your feelings, and to come out of emotional fragility, emotional reactivity into your feeling body navigation. That's where you become really apparently psychic, even, where people are like, how do you know? And it's your deeper feeling body navigation, your intuition that happens in that equanimity. When we're not in the reactivity, we're very vast, spacious. We have listening. There's an expression that's a goddess creates an entire world simply by listening. So you can't really listen from the roar of the undertow. You can listen from the equanimity. And then you'll know. You'll be guided by inner knowing, gnosis. So this is a priestess card. Out of all the 13 faces of the goddess, the priestess is the emissary and the embodiment of her love. So she's inviting you into deeper equanimity in some area of your life that you've previously been feeling a bit caught in the roar, in the reactivity. There is a way that's been being pointed to already on this call to rise through that, to feel it, to integrate it, to get on top of it from a different perspective. That's where that alchemical goddess comes in. So Jill, we celebrate this coming for you, even more equanimity in your life with whatever's been maybe challenging. It's asking for you to really listen and feel and rise above the story. So you can let us know, even though I can't see you, if there's some resonance, if you feel this is good medicine for you. There may be others. Yeah.
Absolutely. This is what I've been working through, looking inward and cutting out the noise, eliminating people that don't align with me, like unfriending random people on Facebook, just staying true to who I am and really honing in on my intuition. So that was spot on. And I just love the beautiful image.
Yeah, it feels great, huh? I'm sure others receive some good medicine from this too. Blessed be. Nice to meet you. Thank you.
Oh, you too. Thank you so much, Eden. Love it. Thanks.
For now. My loves, I have run out of time for today, but if you came and wanted a reading, come back. I'm planning to be back next week. And I wanted to invite you, I think Zunera's here, maybe Erin. Erin, if I make you a co-host, can you share about the spring equinox? We're going to do a really wonderful longer call for spring equinox. And it's a live spiritual masterclass. It's a free community event like this. I would love to have you there. And it's a little bit more of the ceremony, the ritual, and the beauty of the mystery school work. So Erin's probably going to pop that in the chat at some point, and you can take that. Erin, are you here? Because if not, I can ask Zunera to help us out. Let's see. Zoo, we're going to drop a link. Here it is. Erin just popped it in. Go to that page and sign up if you're not already signed up. I think many of you are probably on my list, so you will probably get one reminder for this. But if you sign up directly, thanks, Zunera's got it too. Yeah, the spring equinox. If you click directly on that, you'll get the Zoom link for sure to join us. It'll be at least an hour and a half call, maybe a little more. We're gonna go deep into the balance point. The spring is a powerful time. Spring equinox reflects the day and night being equal. We've come out of the winter. We're coming into this beauty of the springtime, and there's going to be some lovely tools, practices, ways to raise our frequency and have a direct embodied experience of ceremony together. So I send you only love. I'm going to put everybody for a moment in gallery. It's always sweet at the end. For those who are still on camera, there's not many left on camera, but bowing to you and sending you only love. Bye for now. And we'll see you next week and then for spring equinox. Bye for now.